It really feels like the ground is just constantly shifting under our feet in the tech world, doesn't it?
Oh, absolute.
Keeping up with all the innovations, it can feel like a full-time job sometimes.
It really can. The sheer speed of change is, well, it can be overwhelming, trying to figure out what actually matters from all the noise.
And that's exactly why we're taking a closer look today at a company right in the middle of it all, Meta Platforms.
Mm-hmm.
We've got their Q1 2025 earnings call transcript
Mm-hmm.
and also a really sharp summary from Seeking Alpha. Our goal here is basically to cut through the noise.
Yeah.
We want to pull out the essential stuff, especially focusing on their big push into AI and how the main business is doing. Think of this as your fast track, basically, to get the big picture without drowning in details.
Exactly. We're aiming for clarity, for context, helping you understand the roadmap Meta's trying to follow and what the early signs look like.
Okay, so let's dive right in then. The big headline from the earnings call and something Mark Zuckerberg hit right away
Hmm.
is that AI isn't just like an add-on for Meta.
No.
It's fundamentally changing the whole company. He said very clearly, AI is transforming everything they do.
Yeah, that phrase stood out.
And because of that, they're seriously ramping up investments and focusing resources there.
And what's really striking is just the sheer scope of it. He didn't just mention one or two things. He laid out 5 specific major areas where they see AI opportunities.
Right, those 5 areas he talked about were improving their ads,
Huh?
making experiences more engaging for users, expanding business messaging, developing their own Meta AI assistant, and then AI devices.
A broad slate.
Definitely. And he framed these as, long-term plays. They all depend on making progress in general intelligence, building top-tier AI models, and crucially, the infrastructure.
And that infrastructure point is huge, right? You can't just have the smart algorithms. You need massive computing power to run them for, well, billions of people.
Exactly. So let's tackle that first one, improved advertising. Traditionally, businesses spend a lot of time figuring out audiences, crafting ads,
Right, the whole campaign setup.
but Meta's AI vision kind of flips that. The idea is businesses just set their goals, more sales, new customers, whatever, set a budget.
And the AI does the heavy lifting.
Pretty much. The AI handles the targeting,
Hmm.
figures out who to show it to, and even helps generate the ad creative itself.
That really changes the game for advertising. Zuckerberg called it an AI agent delivering results at scale. It suggests, maybe advertising could become even more efficient, maybe even a bigger slice of the economic pie overall.
He actually predicted that.
Hmm.
Said AI productivity could make advertising a larger share of global GDP.
Hmm.
And they're seeing early signs. They talked about a test on Reels,
Oh, yeah.
a new AI ad recommendation model.
Yeah.
It boosted conversion rates by 5% just last quarter.
Wow, 5% is significant in advertising.
And on top of that, 30% more advertisers started using their AI creative tools in that same quarter. Seems like the AI is getting much better at understanding what works on short-form video, which is, huge right now.
Those numbers are solid. A 5% conversion lift is real money for advertisers, and that 30% jump in tool usage shows businesses are seeing the value pretty quickly.
Okay, moving on to the second big area, more engaging experiences. Seems like 2 parts to this one. Better recommendations for all the content already there,
Right, sorting through the fire hose.
and then AI enabling totally new kinds of content.
Exactly. I mean, think about how much stuff scrolls past you every day. AI is getting better at figuring out what you actually want to see, and the numbers back it up.
Yeah.
In the last 6 months, these recommendation improvements led to 7% more time spent on Facebook, 6% more on Instagram, and get this, 35% more time on Threads.
Whoa, 35% on Threads. That's a big jump.
It really is.
Zuckerberg mentioned Threads is over 350 million monthly users now, right? And looking like their next big social app, that's pretty fast growth.
It absolutely highlights how powerful good recommendation algorithms are for keeping people hooked. And beyond just showing existing stuff, AI is also helping people make better content.
How so?
Well, tools to help users produce better stuff themselves, AI actually generating personalized content for you, and then this move towards more interactive content.
Yeah, he talked about that evolution, didn't he? Text, then photos, then video, and now interactive stuff. It paints a picture of a much richer digital world coming.
It does, and it shows Meta isn't just watching this happen, they're actively trying to drive it with these AI investments.
Okay, third pillar, business messaging. We usually think Meta, we think ads on Facebook, Instagram,
Feeds.
but they see huge potential in WhatsApp and Messenger for businesses talking directly to customers.
And the scale there is just mind-boggling. WhatsApp has, what, over 3 billion monthly users globally?
Yeah, and over 100 million just in the US,
Mm.
still growing.
Yeah.
Messenger's over a billion too. And they said daily messages on Instagram now match Messenger. That's a massive audience for
Sure.
businesses.
Totally. And they gave those examples like Thailand and Vietnam.
Right, where messaging commerce is already big because labor costs are lower.
Exactly. And the insight is AI can potentially solve that labor cost issue in developed countries. Imagine AI business agents handling customer support, sales. Makes it viable for everyone.
It's like every business gets its own digital helper.
Pretty much. The thinking is just like you need an email on a website now, soon you'll need an AI business agent on messaging to really engage customers effectively.
So it's a shift from just ads and websites to more immediate conversational interaction.
Exactly. More personalized, more direct. It's a
Yep.
different model.
Okay, number 4, Meta AI itself. They said almost 1 billion people use it across their apps every month. That's incredibly fast adoption.
It really is. And the focus this year seems to be making it, well, deeper, better personalization, more natural voice chats, more entertainment uses.
Right.
Zuckerberg's vision is pretty grand. Everyone having an AI they talk to all day. On phones first, then maybe glasses.
And they launched that standalone Meta AI app too, right? With personalization and a social feed to see how others use it.
Yeah, trying to build a community around it, it seems.
Yeah.
As for making money from it,
Always the question.
right, the plan looks like build scale, get people using it a lot first, then down the road, maybe product recommendations, maybe ads within the AI, maybe a premium version. But for now, it's all about growth and engagement.
Makes sense. Okay, finally, AI devices. They see things like smart glasses as the next big computing platform, a natural fit for AI and their metaverse plans.
And the potential there is, well, huge. AI glasses that can see, hear, talk to you, blend digital stuff onto the real world.
Like augmented reality.
Exactly. And think about it. Over 1 billion people wear glasses already. It's not crazy to think many of those could be AI enabled in, say, 5 or 10 years.
And they're seeing traction already. Sales of the Ray-Ban Meta AI glasses tripled last year, they said.
Tripled, yeah. And usage rates are apparently high. They've got new launches coming with EssilorLuxottica, promising more tech. Plus, they mentioned better engagement on Quest VR, too, especially with the Quest 3S and AI tools in Horizon.
So all these different things, better ads, AI assistants, smart glasses, they all depend on the underlying AI models and infrastructure.
Absolutely fundamental. They just released their Llama 4 models, described them as highly intelligent, multimodal, meaning they handle different data types, low latency, which is key for voice.
Right, fast responses.
And efficient. And they've got even bigger ones coming, including this Llama 4 Behemoth model.
Oh, Emeth, okay.
Yeah, the overall goal is building full general intelligence and doing it efficiently.
Yeah.
And they're speeding up efforts to get more computing power online, which is why they increased their investment plans for the year.
That infrastructure investment, it just keeps coming back as critical, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really shows how serious they are about this long-term AI bet. These advanced models need the power behind them.
Couldn't do any of this without it. It's the foundation for everything we've just talked about.
Okay, so that's the AI strategy laid out. Let's switch gears now to the actual numbers. How did they actually do in Q1 2025 financially? Seem pretty strong overall.
Yeah, the numbers look good. Total revenue, $42.3 billion. That's up 16% from last year.
Healthy growth.
Very. Operating income was $17.6 billion, giving them a 41% operating margin. Also very strong.
Wow.
Free cash flow hit $10.3 billion. They bought back $13.4 billion in stock and ended the quarter with over $70 billion in cash and securities. So financially, very solid.
And a core ads business.
Ad revenue was $41.4 billion, also up 16%. Online commerce was the biggest driver there. What's interesting is ad impressions were up 5%, but the average price per ad jumped 10%.
Okay, so advertisers are paying more per ad.
Seems like it. Suggests demand is still high, and the platform's delivering value. Family of apps revenue, basically Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, etc., hit $41.9 billion, again up 16%.
But Reality Labs was down slightly.
Yeah, Reality Labs revenue was $412 million, down 6%, mostly due to lower Quest headset sales, though the Ray-Ban glasses helped offset that a bit. But the key number there is the operating loss, $4.2 billion.
Ouch. Still a huge investment.
A very significant ongoing investment in that long-term vision, yes. Shows how much they're pouring into the metaverse and spatial computing gamble.
Definitely something to keep watching. Okay, what about the outlook? What did they say about Q2 and the rest of the year?
For Q2, they're guiding for revenue between $42.5 billion and $45.5 billion. They actually lowered their full-year expense guidance slightly to between $113 and $118 billion.
Okay, so controlling costs somewhat.
Seems like it on the operating expense side, but capital expenditures, CapEx, that guidance went up significantly. Now $64 billion to $72 billion for the year.
Wow, that's a big range and a big number. Why the increase?
Mostly those data center investments for AI we talked about, just needing way more compute power, and also apparently higher costs for the actual hardware itself. They expect a full year tax rate around 12% to 15%.
And they mentioned some potential headwinds too, right? Regulatory stuff in Europe.
Yeah, that's a key one. The whole subscription for no ads model they rolled out in the EU. The European Commission has basically said, preliminarily, that it might not comply with the Digital Markets Act, which means Meta might have to make major changes to it, potentially hurting user experience and revenue in Europe, maybe even starting Q3 this year. They plan to appeal, but changes could be needed anyway, so definitely an area of uncertainty.
Got it. The Q&A session with analysts usually brings out some extra nuggets too. Anything interesting there?
Yeah, a few things. On the llama models, they stress the focus on low latency for voice and long context windows for better personalization. And that behemoth model, it's apparently key for training smaller, more efficient models using distillation.
Distillation, like transferring knowledge.
Exactly. Train the big one, then use it to teach a smaller, faster one. Lets them deploy capable AI more broadly without needing massive compute everywhere.
Smart. What about how people are actually using Meta AI right now?
Top uses seem to be finding information, social stuff, help with writing, interacting with images or videos, and just general help. WhatsApp is where it's getting the most traction, followed by Facebook, especially that feature where you can ask AI about stuff in your feed.
And the standalone app is important for the US, you said.
Yeah, because WhatsApp isn't as dominant here, the app gives them another foothold.
Okay. Anything else from the Q&A?
Well, they talked about that hit from reduced spending by Asia-based e-commerce companies due to those de minimis rule changes impacting imports. Their Q2 outlook assumes things stay healthy like they were in April, but there's some uncertainty there for the rest of the year.
Makes sense.
The big CapEx increase, they confirmed, is driven by demand across the board, not just generative AI, but core ads and recommendations too. They're actually struggling to build out compute capacity fast enough internally.
Wow. So they're running flat out.
Pretty much. And the higher CapEx also reflects rising hardware costs and, uncertainties around global trade.
They mentioned coding agents too, like AI that writes code.
Yeah, they expect their internal AI coding tools to reach the level of a mid-level human engineer by middle to end of next year. Though they also admitted compute constraints are bottlenecking some projects right now.
Interesting. And on the ad side,
Ad ranking improvements continue, with conversion growth still outpacing impression growth, which is good. They're testing those business AIs on WhatsApp, Messenger, and ads, starting small, focusing on sales and support. Still unsure if the AI chatbot market will consolidate or stay fragmented, but they think personalization and multimodality are their edge.
and the EU regulatory impact is still just uncertain.
Too early to tell financially, they said. Oh, and they noted weaker ad spending from gaming and politics in Q1. And finally, just reiterated the huge ongoing investment in reality labs, driven by optimism about AI glasses and needing to scale up distribution.
Okay, so pulling it all together, I mean, the big picture seems crystal clear, doesn't it? Meta is betting the farm on AI.
That's definitely the takeaway. It's not just one project, it's woven into everything. From the core ad business to these futuristic glasses and AI assistants, they are really, truly reorienting the entire company around it.
Absolutely. For me, it's just how deep this integration goes across all their platforms. And they're backing it with, well, massive amounts of money and really ambitious goals. It's way more than just a buzzword for them.
Precisely. And for you listening, hopefully this deep dive gives you that clear snapshot of where this huge tech company is placing its bets. You get the key strategies, the early results, the financial muscle behind it, all without wading through hours of transcripts yourself.
So as we wrap up, maybe here's something to think about. Meta touches billions of people, right?
Yeah.
So how might this deep push of AI into everything they do, feeds, messaging, maybe glasses one day, how might that fundamentally change how we interact with tech and maybe even with each other in the next few years? What are the most exciting or maybe the most concerning possibilities that jump out at you from all this?
It definitely raises big questions about our future with AI and the role companies like Meta will play. We'd encourage you to maybe think more about the parts of this that caught your interest and keep an eye on how things develop from here.